Hi everyone, so we are here in the town of Caledon, and this is the first of our many stops on our Country Communities Roadshow. And at one point or another there used to be about 1,000 Jews living in Caledon, although those numbers don't seem to be verified at present. And behind me you'll see is the old synagogue, or the old shul, which stopped being a shul in 1994. It's now a guest house in this lovely little town. We're going to be heading over to the Jewish cemetery, and we'll catch up a little bit later. Cheers. So this is the Caledon Jewish Cemetery. You'll find there's only 6 tombstones here, so it's not a lot. So it actually begs the question, how many Jews actually did live in Caledon if only 6 were lived? But I think with most of these towns, Jewish families came into the towns, were part of the economy, grew the towns, and then left for the big city, in which case they probably were buried more in pinelands or other places. And you'll see the walls around the Jewish cemetery, the vibrocrite wall. Well, in this part there's no vibrocrite wall. That's due to unfortunately locals steal the material. They use it for whatever they need to use it for. So these have been replaced countless times. They keep being broken and stolen, so it's not sustainable or cost effective to keep replacing them. But you will see that our good friend Mani Koopman comes once a month. He cleans the cemetery, cuts the grass. You'll see that the actual tombstones are in really good condition. And that's thanks to the work that Mani does. There are other cemeteries, non-Jewish cemeteries, all around here. And you'll see, for example, down there, where the big bushes and trees are there, they're not very well maintained and well kept. Hi to everyone from a warm and sunny George. Yes, I'm in a t-shirt, and to those of you back in Cape Town, you're probably freezing sitting around a fireplace. Part of the Country Communities Roadshow is I find myself in George, and I just spent the morning with about 20 members of the George community, giving them an update from the Board of Deputies, what's been happening in the Western Cape and globally. And it was 2 hours of sharing some experiences and asking questions. And now, once they've all left, I've come to the Jewish cemetery in George, which again is in immaculate condition. It's well kept, it's well maintained. If anything happens in the cemetery, it's taken care of. And the man responsible for this is Myron Rabinovitz, who has been living in George for a very long time. He's going to tell us a little bit more. So Myron, welcome to our podcast. This, by the way, that's not live, but it's called Ed Talks, because I'm Ed, the executive director. Yeah. So it's a bit informal. So Myron, if you can look there. Okay. You can just tell us, how long have you been living in George for?
I've been here since 1990.
Okay, 35 years. Okay, and just so that everyone knows, if anything happens in George, Myron is called.
That's right.
Right?
They call me if they got problems in George.
Okay. And tell me, the cemetery, how many tombstones more or less do you think are here?
I think it's about 80.
80 Jews. Okay, 80
least,
Jews.
Yeah.
And at the largest point in George's history, how many Jews do you think lived in George at the peak?
From what I can understand, there were around 50 families in George during the 1970s.
Okay, so that's a couple of hundred.
Yeah.
And nowadays, if we look at today, in July 2025?
Well, luckily we've got people that come from Mossel Bay and Grootbrak and Wilderness, but it's very difficult to work out how many people there are. But I would say, look here, if we need a minion for a funeral, we'll get one. It may take a few phone calls, but yes, we do have.
Okay. So, I mean, there were 20 people at the breakfast this morning. I'd say there's probably, 40 people maybe living in George? 40 Jewish people, plus minus?
Yeah.
Okay. And the shul, I know it's a beautiful small shul. You were saying that it's really open when? On Yom Tovim, you get crowds from Joburg coming down. Do they still come down?
No, the people come down in December.
Okay, December.
So in other words, we have, in December, when the Datim come down from Johannesburg, they have shul 3 times a day, 3 services for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then we mothball the shul till they come down again in December. Okay. So we have on the high holidays, but not our high holidays. Yeah. We do have shul.
Okay. And I'm just looking around at the cemetery. So for anybody that wants to know more about the George community, if you've got family that are buried in the George cemetery, if you've got family that are originally from George, if you want more information about George, I mean, there's a new one or two new families that have moved here recently as well.
Yes, there are new families that have moved in, but I mean, they're not exactly the youngest of people. They are
so they're coming for the
senior
lifestyle.
citizens.
Okay.
Senior citizens. Yeah.
So listen, with the lifestyle here in George and the weather, who wouldn't want to retire? I think a lot of people are moving to a Plettenberg, a George, and a Knysna areas to enjoy the twilight years, I suppose.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And there are lots.
Yeah. So again, if you want to know more information, or if you'd like to make any contributions to the George Hebrew congregation, to the cemetery, the upkeep and the maintenance, you can contact the Cape South African Jewish Board of Deputies. You'll see all the contact information on social media and the website and in this podcast. So Myron, thanks so much for your time and for being a stalwart in the George community and just keeping things going.
Thank you.
Okay. So we are back with Ed Talks, me, Ed, the Executive Director, and we are now in Plettenberg Bay. It's Friday afternoon, Motzei Shabbat, not that I'm religious, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. And I've come with Johnny Amels, who has been running the Plet community, the shul, the cemetery. He says he can't remember since when, and he doesn't even know if he'll ever give that role up at the moment now, but there's always a chance. But we've come through to the Jewish cemetery, which I visited last a few years ago, and it truly is probably one of the most immaculate cemeteries you'll find anywhere in the Western Cape. Johnny.
Hi, everybody.
There you go. And it's a pleasure to be here, so thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Johnny came to pick me up, and he's schlepping me around and showing me. It's actually not. I thought it was 5 minutes outside of Plet, but it's a good 25 minutes drive.
It's a little bit of a drive, but that's where we were given the piece of land, and that's it, as close to Plet as possible.
Excellent. We're going to take a bit of a walk through. Going to have a chat with Johnny about a few things, because Johnny and I spent the last 25 minutes in the car chatting, and it's incredible what the community here in Plet is able to achieve with such a small community. But here you'll see the cemetery, absolutely immaculate condition. I know, Johnny, you were saying that you maintain this every week?
Once a month.
Once a month. Yeah. And you get your guys to come out here, clean up. I mean, absolutely. It's just, if you have any loved ones buried in Plettenberg Bay Cemetery, or you know anybody that's part of the Plet community, I encourage you, when you do get a chance to come out here, you have to come and see the cemetery for yourself. If we look around, you'll see that the boundary wall is a project that was recently completed. Johnny, how long did it take you guys to do this?
Well, it was about and it took us a fair amount of time to raise the necessary capital.
Yeah.
And once we got enough going, we hit the critical mass and we started. And once people saw that we were doing it, so the donations helped us get it complete.
Yeah. And just so everybody knows, it's a massive job and an undertaking maintaining a cemetery. Whether there's 500 tombstones or 20 tombstones, it costs a lot of money to build this wall that you see all the way around us. I mean, that kind of wall, we're just talking, you were saying, Johnny, just to lay the foundation is like 35, 40 grand.
That was just the foundation work. But, one of the reasons that we look after it so well is that in a small community, virtually every single person that's buried here, we interacted on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So it's all friends,
Yeah.
and you want to be able to look, make sure that they're being looked after forever and a day. My best friend is buried right here, Neil Rain. So for me to have a cemetery that's dilapidated and it doesn't look good, it just doesn't work. So we have to maintain it. We got to make it look good and decent and proper. It's the final resting place. We got Bugs Berland, who was enormously instrumental in building up the Jewish community of Plettenberg Bay. Somebody who I engaged with virtually on a daily basis. So it's people that we know, and it's people that we came across in all walks of life, So
well, kol hakavod to you.
No, it's not
for
only me.
this,
We've got a nice little team. There's Stacey Ahrens, who runs our office, and myself, and we just keep it going and keep it in the condition that it's in.
And tell me, aside from all the Jews that come from Cape Town to Plet throughout the year, how many Jews actually live in Plet? would you say?
A very
Plus, minus?
I would guess about 60 to 70.
Okay, that's quite a lot.
It is quite a lot,
Yeah.
of which 30 have said, don't phone us, we'll phone you. But we never forget them, and they'll
Yeah.
always get notification of
Yeah.
whatever's happening on Shabbos or on a
Yeah.
Chags or a funeral or anything like that.
Yeah.
Notification is sent
Yeah.
out. We do a broadcast once a week
Yeah.
with Shabbos times and anything
That's
happening
amazing.
at the shul.
Yeah.
People can't answer it, they can't post their own comments.
Yeah.
It's just informative. That's
Yeah.
all we try and do.
Okay, and I know tonight we're going to go to shul.
Yeah,
For Shabbos, we're going to have a little whiskey
Little
l'chaim at
l'chaim, always a good
5:15. Yeah,
l'chaim.
yeah.
We've got a rabbi who's visiting and staying with us at the moment,
Yeah.
and it's fantastic.
No, it sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to it. The trick is, will I get some of my mates that are staying at the BI to actually join us for the service? They might come for the whiskey.
Absolutely, always good whiskey.
I think you were saying, so I think the incredible thing that I've seen looking at the various Jewish cemeteries around the Western Cape, and I'm going to see a few more over the next few days, is just the difference of the upkeep of the Jewish cemetery compared with the neighboring cemeteries. So you're saying just over the wall there, let me go put my finger there.
The very furthest is it's a very old Christian cemetery.
Yeah.
Then we have the Muslims
Yeah.
cemetery, and then we have the Judas. But obviously, according to us, the laws, we've got to demarcate.
It looked like, actually, from what I can see, it looks in good condition, the Muslim
Absolutely,
cemetery
they also,
and the Christian one, yeah. So
you know,
that's
we're
good.
very fortunate that in Plet we get on very well with our neighbours.
That's
we get
good.
on well with all the different religions,
Yeah.
all the different denominations, and we have a very open and honest discussions with one another on a regular basis.
No, that's great. Well, look, if you have any friends, you've got family that are living in Plettenberg Bay, are buried in the cemetery, or if you think about moving out here, because I think I've been here for about a week now, and whilst everyone in Cape Town, by the way, has been sitting around a fire freezing, I was on the beach the other day swimming in the water and then had a game of tennis. So Plet's got a different climate, it looks like, to the rest of Cape Town.
We settle as you know, our own little geographic pinprick on the globe is Plettenberg Bay.
So if you want to know more about Plet, if you've got plans to move here, if you would like to make any contributions, because I know all the Jewish communities around the country, communities side, Plet and Oudtshoorn and George and others, you know, they would welcome contributions, whether you're living here, whether you're living abroad. You can reach out to the Cape South African Jewish Board of Deputies. We'll put you in touch with Johnny, and we'll put up all information on our social media and our website, etc. So for now, I'm going to have a chat offline with Johnny. We're going to go to shul and have a nice l'chaim. What whiskey?
Yeah. Always a good whiskey.
Always a good whiskey. Okay, I won't complain. I'll just have a l'chaim for everybody, and wishing you all a good Shabbos. And on Sunday, we leave Plet and we make our way through to Uniondale and Oudtshoorn, and then you'll hear from me again. So thanks so much, Johnny. Thanks so much for schlepping me.
Cheers, everybody.
Have a good Shabbos, eh?
Good Shabbos.
How's it, everyone? So Ed here again for Ed Talks. I'm at the Plettenberg Bay Shul. Behind me, absolutely beautiful Arona Kodesh. We'll just grab a little sneak behind there. Absolutely beautiful. This shul itself is really something spectacular. I've been here several times. Very intimate, beautiful artwork, proudly Jewish, proudly Zionist. You see the Israeli flags everywhere as well. And there we go, having a little bit of a l'chaim before we start Kabbalat Shabbat. Had a trip to the cemetery today with Johnny Amels, and you'll have seen that video already. And now we're getting ready for Shabbat, and it's going to be, I better look up there, I need to learn, so I'm looking down. So we're going to start Kabbalat Shabbat in a few moments, but I thought I'd show you all a little sneak peek of Plet Shul. As I said, get together for l'chaim, and then the service starts. So, Shabbos.